exchange. So Jesse Powell has recently spoke out in an interview pointing out that actually in his exchange he sees huge increases in fiat, which correlates with the increased supply of Tether. Of course, there are plenty of controversies surrounding the transparency of Tether reserves, as we've spoken about on the show before. Is the supply of Tether something that can be used as an indicator of fresh fiat money that is entering the market? How have you viewed this?
So I would say I don't think that looking at Tether for pretty much anything is useful. I mean, I think sure the CEO of Kraken Exchange might be an unbiased source, but in terms of looking at Tether and believing pretty much anything that comes out of them, I would be very, very wary of that. This is a company that is for a long time said that they were a stable coin and that they were backed 100% backed, and then suddenly they came out and said that they were fractional reserve currency, which they'd never said before. They never really apologized for the change, and everybody just went back to normal, like everything was hunky-dory. And I think that that's not the correct way of looking at it. I know that U.S. regulators have subpoenaed Bitfinex, which is the exchange behind Tether. I really don't think that there's. I mean, of course, there might be some sort of correlation, but between Tether and Bitcoin, and when there's new Tether coming in, then of course some of that money ends up in Bitcoin. But that's only, I think, because people are trying to sort of hedge their bets when Bitcoin is volatile. They want to move it into a stable coin. For some reason, some of them are choosing Tether. I mean, TUSD seems like a much better bet to me, given that they haven't been mired in the type of controversy that Bitfinex and Tether have been mired in. So I don't think really you can believe anything coming out of Tether right now.
And Jose, what's your thoughts? Is there anything that you'd like to add to Jason's points there?
No, I think the point Jesse Powell was making about transparency, that as he describes it, the growth in Tether supply has been historically linked to an influx of fiat onto the exchange. I think that makes sense. He believes the most recent rally was driven by the retail market, but he also conceded that Tether is only a small part of the ecosystem. It's entirely possible that it's the other way around, and we're confusing correlation with causation, and market manipulation is actually driving retail growth, which is in turn driving growth in Tether. So, I mean, I totally agree with what Jason said as well regarding Tether. It's always bizarre to me that Tether trades at $1, because, it's obvious that there's some default risk there, and there's almost no chance of it going up in value. So it's bizarre to me that it continuously trades at $1, but, thus is the irrationality of sort of the